the Elijah Library at Central Connecticut State University. We're located in New Britain, Connecticut, about 15 minutes south of Hartford. Central was founded in 1849 as the New Britain Normal School, which is a teacher training facility. It eventually became the Teachers College of Connecticut, and then Central Connecticut State College, and then in 1983 we became Central Connecticut State University. CCSU offers a variety of undergraduate and graduate level programs. We have around 12,000 students, both undergraduate and graduate, full and part-time. We are the only library at the university, so we support all the curricula and research needs of our students and faculty. We have a media center on our 4th floor, which houses over 13,000 items, including our scores collection and around 4,000 CDs. We also subscribe to the Naxos Music Library database. Our employees are unionized. There are a handful of unions represented on campus and at our library. Our librarian positions are considered faculty positions and are part of the AAUP, the American Association of University Professors. This is the current organization of our library. We're in the process of developing a new strategic plan for the library, so this arrangement may change soon. Our catalog is called Consoles. It is an innovative interfaces millennium system, and it is a shared catalog. We're part of a consortium with our sister state universities and also with the Connecticut State Library. We also use OCLC Connection Client and Content DM. There are currently almost 2 million titles in Consoles. My department is cataloging and metadata services. I am not only the department head, but I'm also very much a hands-on cataloger. We have 1 full-time tenure-track professional cataloger, and we have 1 full-time library technician. We also have many wonderful student workers that make our life so much easier. Our primary responsibility is cataloging. This past year we cataloged and processed almost 8,000 items. About 3% were original titles, and about 15% were upgraded records in connection. We're also NECO members, and we contribute authority records through the Connecticut Funnel Project. We do record maintenance tasks, and we also do some collection maintenance tasks, including withdrawing items from the collection and also some minor repairs to physical items, such as replacing cracked jewel cases for our students. On to RDA preparation. I was very honored and fortunate to be part of the NEMLA OLAC RDA testing group, which was part of the US RDA national test. As a test participant, a lot of what I learned I was able to share with my staff. My staff and I attended many local presentations on RDA offered through the Connecticut Library Association and through NEMLA, the New England Library Association. And we also attended many webinars offered through ALA and the LICS. We monitored listservs for program announcements and also for the wealth of information shared by our cataloging colleagues. The The internet has a lot of great information and some not so great information about RDA. We found the best place for the best information to be the Library of Congress website. Their RDA training manuals are available there. They also have webinars and PowerPoints, and all of this wonderful information is free. I have a department wiki. It's just a very simple PBWorks wiki where I created an RDA folder. And this is where I gather what I consider valuable training information. There are PDF documents, internet links, webinars, and this is all available to my staff. We subscribe to the RDA Toolkit and found it an invaluable resource for learning about RDA and keeping up with changes in RDA. In addition to my department, there were other key stakeholders that needed to be involved in RDA preparation. For ILS preparation, I needed to work with the other members of my consortium to keep them informed about what I was doing with RDA, and also for them to keep me informed what they were doing. Early on in the RDA preparation, I loaded 25 RDA test records into our system to explore how our system would handle the records, and more importantly, how these records would display to our patrons. Which I'm going to hopefully link to one of our records. This isn't a test record, this is an actual live record. Soon to be an actual record from our catalog of an item we own. You'll notice in this RDA record, we didn't go in and add a GMD. I know some libraries are going back into their RDA records and adding a GMD for various reasons. Some libraries think it's helpful for their patrons to be able to see that information. Some libraries use that as part of the linking and indexing mechanism. However, in our consortium, we felt we really didn't want to go in and add that information. We thought it was very clear to our patrons that this is a DVD record. It'll be clear if it's a book or a CD. So we didn't want to go in and add that information. There are other places in our MARC records where we index from. We use a lot of the fixed field information to do our indexing for that type of information, and linking for some graphic icons also. So we use a lot of the fixed field information and not the GMD. Also, we've chosen to suppress a lot of the MARC fields associated with RDA. And we do this also with AACR2 records. There's just a lot of MARC fields that really aren't meaningful to the public, so we suppress them. For RDA records in particular, we've chosen to suppress the 336, 337, 338, those new fields that are associated with the media type and media carrier. We're currently suppressing those from public view. One field that we're not suppressing from public view is right now in progress in the consortium is the new MARC field 264, which is a publishing field in our system in Millennium that's currently suppressed from the public view, and we want that information to show. I think that's important to our patrons. They want to see publishing information. Also in Millennium, we need to realign so that it will index with our other publishing fields. So that's a little work in progress in our consortium at the moment. Overall, we've chosen to wait or triple I, or innovative interfaces, to do the system adjustments and system changes for us. We want to do as little local enabling as possible. I also work closely with our systems librarian. I work closely with our systems librarian and keep him appraised of any changes that need to be made to the system to accommodate RDA. And our systems librarian keeps in touch with our vendor about any changes that may be coming up concerning RDA and fields associated with RDA. Also, I felt it important to share information about RDA with the rest of the library staff. Some staff members, actually most, I was kind of impressed, most staff members had heard something about RDA. They didn't really know a lot of the details, but they were pretty curious about it. So I prepared a little 30-minute presentation for them, and I'll just run through a couple of the slides. It was very non-technical. It was kind of on the light side. Keep their attention. So hopefully it had the effect. If anyone is interested in viewing the entire slideshow, it is available on SlideShare, as will this presentation too, if you're interested in going back and checking the links. I know there were some very long links and hard to write down. So both these presentations will be available on SlideShare if you want to go back and take a look. Okay, post-test in 2011, my department was still on a very steep learning curve with RDA. However, around the end of March of this year, we felt we were at last experienced enough and ready to make the transition from creating RDA records an option to creating RDA records mandatory. So we can believe we not only create original records in RDA, but also upgrade records in connection using RDA. And we do this in compliance with OCLC policy on RDA. Okay, how did RDA impact our workflow? For our library technician, it was really a matter of becoming acquainted with RDA, not really trained in it. She attended some workshops with us on Ferber and RDA basics. However, more in-depth training wasn't really necessary for her tasks. For us catalogers, I'd say there was overall a medium impact on our workflow. We're still learning. However, this was also the case with AACR2. We were always learning, always trying to stay up with rural interpretations, always trying to stay up with changes in MARC. We don't see this as being any different with RDA. There will always be something new to learn. We do proofread and critique each other's original RDA records before we enter them into connection. And this is no new change in our policy since we did this anyways with our original AACR2 records. The good thing about our catalog, about our training, was that it was self-directed. The bad thing about our training was that it was also self-directed, meaning that it was also self-motivated and self-disciplined. We had no formal training sessions in the department. We made time in our schedule to attend workshops offered through local professional library associations, or we just made time to sit at our desk and watch webinars or go through PowerPoints. As far as costs, we have the added cost of the RDA toolkit, and we prefer to subscribe to the online version. We feel that's more benefit, we get more features and more bells and whistles with the online version as opposed to the print version. I'm currently working with our authority control vendor, LTI, on how to smoothly and seamlessly add the new RDA authority records projected to be available next year. And the cost for that is still to be determined. Our department, I did have a questions slide there, but we'll wait to the end. But thank you very much.